A mysterious whale has been systematically buying Pi Network tokens every single day, quietly building a $136 million position, while the rest of the world thinks Pi is dead. Here's the crucial point everyone's missing. This isn't random buying. This whale is accumulating with the precision of someone who knows exactly what's coming next. The technical analysis shows Pi Network forming a perfect falling wedge pattern, with Bollinger Bands squeezing tighter than we've seen in months. And when you combine that with whale accumulation during altcoin season, we're looking at what could be the most explosive Pi Network setup in history. I'm about to break down exactly why this whale is positioning for something massive, and more importantly, how you can prepare before the rest of the world catches on. Before we dive into this rabbit hole together, do me a huge favor and follow my Telegram and Facebook pages linked in the description below. I share exclusive Pi Network insights and breaking news there that I can't always fit into these videos. And trust me, you're going to want those updates for what's coming next. The mainstream crypto channels aren't talking about this story, because frankly they don't understand Pi Network like we do, but I've been tracking every single transaction this whale makes, and what I found will shock you. Picture this. While you're probably checking Pi Network's price once a week and feeling discouraged, there's someone out there who's been buying Pi tokens almost every single day, building a position worth over $136 million. I've been in crypto for years, and I've never seen anything quite like this level of systematic accumulation in a project that most people think is going nowhere. According to PiScan data, this isn't some lucky whale who got in early and is now sitting pretty. This is active, deliberate, and ongoing accumulation that's happening right under everyone's nose. What keeps me up at night thinking about this story is the complete mystery surrounding who this buyer actually is. In the crypto space, when someone drops this kind of money, word usually gets out pretty fast. We find out it's some tech billionaire, a hedge fund, or at least get some hints about their identity. But this whale has managed to stay completely anonymous while building what might be the largest Pi Network position anyone has ever assembled. Here's what I think. When someone goes to this much trouble to stay hidden while accumulating this aggressively, they're either incredibly smart or they know something massive is coming. The first theory that's been floating around Pi Network circles is that we're looking at a classic contrarian play by someone with deep pockets and even deeper conviction. Some of the biggest success stories in crypto history came from investors who bought when everyone else was selling, when projects looked dead, and when hope was at an all-time low. This whale might be that rare breed of investor who sees massive undervaluation where others see uncertainty. Personally, I think there's merit to this theory because Pi Network's fundamentals haven't changed. The technology is still solid, the community is still massive, and the vision is still revolutionary. But here's the theory that gets my heart racing. What if this whale isn't just some random investor with conviction? What if they're connected to something bigger, like a major exchange that's planning to list Pi Network? Think about how exchange listings work. There's always insider preparation before public announcements. If you knew that Binance, Coinbase, or another major exchange was about to list Pi Network, wouldn't you accumulate as much as possible beforehand? The price explosion that follows major exchange listings is legendary in crypto. And if this whale has that kind of insider knowledge, we could be witnessing the setup for the biggest Pi Network rally in history. I've got to be honest with you. This theory makes the most sense to me given the timing and scale of accumulation. The third possibility, and perhaps the most game-changing one, is that this represents institutional money finally taking Pi Network seriously. When institutions start accumulating any cryptocurrency, it fundamentally changes the game, because they don't make moves like this without extensive research, compliance checks, and rock-solid conviction in their investment thesis. Institutional investors don't throw around $136 million on a whim. They do it because their analysts, researchers, and risk management teams have given them the green light. If this is institutional money, it could signal that Pi Network is transitioning from a community-driven project to a legitimate institutional asset, and that's exactly the kind of validation that could trigger massive mainstream adoption. While everyone's obsessing over this mysterious whale, I've been diving deep into Pi Network's technical analysis, and what I found has me more bullish than I've been in months. Sometimes the charts tell a story that all the fundamental analysis in the world can't capture. And right now, Pi Network's technical setup is looking like a coiled spring ready to explode. The altcoin season index just hit 79, which historically means We're entering a period where alternative cryptocurrencies massively outperform Bitcoin, and Pi Network is perfectly positioned to ride this wave. The accumulation and distribution indicator has climbed to its highest level since May, signaling, per Wyckoff theory, that Pi Network may be shifting from quiet accumulation into a markup phase. This lines up with a textbook falling wedge pattern and a Bollinger Band squeeze, giving several bullish signals at once. When whale buying matches strong technical setups, the outcome is often powerful. And in my view, this could be the most promising Pi Network chart since the project began. Here's the bottom line that I need every Pi Network pioneer to understand. While you've been losing hope and questioning your decision to mine Pi, someone with $136 million has been systematically positioning themselves for what they clearly believe is coming next. You know, the crypto market has a funny way of rewarding patience during the darkest moments, and right now might be Pi Network's darkest moment before the dawn. This whale isn't accumulating for fun. They're accumulating because they see value that the market hasn't recognized yet. The convergence of whale accumulation, bullish technical patterns, and favorable market conditions creates what I genuinely believe could be the most significant opportunity Pi Network has ever presented. You know, I've watched countless crypto projects go through cycles like this, and the pioneers who held strong during uncertainty were the ones who later looked like geniuses. This $136 million accumulation story isn't just market movement. It's validation from someone with serious skin in the game that Pi Network's future is worth betting big on. My honest take? We could be witnessing the setup for Pi Network's defining moment, the catalyst that separates the believers from the doubters and the patient from the impatient. You know, major market movements in crypto rarely announce themselves with fanfare. They usually happen quietly, driven by smart money positioning before the crowd catches on. If this whale knows something we don't, and all signs suggest they do, then every day you spend doubting Pi Network could be a day you're missing the opportunity of a lifetime. The question isn't whether something big is coming for Pi Network. The question is whether you'll be positioned to benefit when it arrives. If this deep dive into Pi Network's whale mystery opened your eyes to what might be coming next, absolutely smash that like button to help more Pi pioneers see this analysis. Drop a comment and let me know what you think about this $136 million accumulation. Are you as excited as I am? And definitely subscribe with notifications turned on, because you know I'll be tracking every move this whale makes and breaking down exactly what it means for our Pi Network journey. The story is just getting started, and the best chapters might be about to unfold.